You gonna get all, you gonna get your stuff over here on the side, or is it?
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that.
Do me a favor, move her bench up a little bit, or your thing, but yeah, probably hers up a little.
Oops.
Just so you guys are more on the same plane.
Good?
So wherever you're gonna stand, you wanna be like a line across to her eye line. Should work. Okay. Actors ready?
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have actors Drew and Amanda working through an excerpt of the play Killdeer by Jay Broad.
Anybody home? Hey! Sparky! Well, TGIF.
All right, good, Drew. I'm gonna take you back. You're doing fine. I want to help you get relaxed onto the stage. I want to get grounded.
Okay.
So, and it might help us from an audience perspective to switch your two entrances so we can hear the door.
Okay.
Over there. We hear the door, you've come in. So, half of what we're witnessing are your character's thoughts, and the thoughts affect the feelings. So when you come in, we need to give you time to think, to see, to feel a certain way about the space.
Right.
And then as that happens, you'll go from line to line, but it's you sort of got it right. You missed one part. He says anybody home twice. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I thought it was just once.
So it's here on page 3, right there. Anybody home?
Okay.
Okay, and that's actually off stage. Anybody
Okay.
home? Then Ted enters into the living room.
Okay.
Okay, then here again, drops his. Or where did it say it? Oh, it is only once. I'm sorry. Oh no, right here. Anybody home?
Yep.
Anybody home? So he says.
So anybody home off stage and then on stage, okay?
Then he drops his thing. Anybody home? But the idea here is it's all about expectation.
Mm-hmm.
They're always home. This time of day,
Mm-hmm.
on a Friday, they're always home.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say anybody home when you first come in, it's like, of course they're home. Anybody home, second time, now you're getting curious. Then there's the big exclamation point. Now you're getting a little mad. Where the hell is everybody? And then you can help us with your eye line, because he calls up the stairs. So you can go like toward the curtain and then look up, and you're calling and you're waiting for a response. We don't get one. You wait, you think, then you shout again you shout your wife's name. Now all the feeling of what does it feel like to be a man, lower middle class, working his tail off all day, finally lands a huge deal, can't wait to come home and tell his family about it, comes home, and from his perspective, he hasn't seen her day.
Mm-hmm.
So from his perspective, he's walking into a messy house, no one's here to greet me, dinner's not ready, TV doesn't work. Like, what the hell?
Okay.
You know, it's a frustrating moment, and if we can get behind, so I like to get behind every character's eyes. If we can get behind Ted's eyes, he's right, of course. You know, it's not too much to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm providing for this family the best I know how. You know, I mean, this play is all about middle class.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but that we weren't even supposed to get there yet. What I want to get to right now is breathing, plant your feet, let yourself be in the space, and then let Ted think. Ted he's got a point of view on the world. He has an opinion about what he sees. Let his thoughts fuel his emotions.
Okay.
And then those emotions are what we get to see when you come out and say TGIF.
Okay.
Do you want us to switch our entrances then?
Yeah, let's do that. And Drew, I know you've got a voice and you can blow the roof off this place. So when he's getting frustrated and he's really trying to get an answer from someone,
Mm-hmm.
you know, let it rip. You're trying to send your voice up a flight of stairs, around the corner to the bedroom.
Okay.
Okay. Just start from back there whenever you're ready by
Right.
opening the door and shutting it, and then you can say your first line.
Anybody home? Anybody home? Hey! Sparky!
Good, you rush the Sparky. Go back to hey. Go over to the stairs and be curious.
Okay.
Like, you're not just yelling to yell, you're yelling to get a response.
Hey!
Wait. No, stay there, because you're going to yell up to her. She's the one that should be up there.
Sparky!
Now you realize no one's home for sure.
Well, TGIF.
Good. Hold on one more time. Go back to your mark. This time, try to hit the mark without looking at it.
Okay.
And this time, when you come out and you plant your feet, you look right at those audience members. You look them right in the eyes, make them feel uncomfortable. Smile at them. Make someone respond. Pick your victim.
Well, TGIF.
Good. Do it again, and make every letter matter.
Well, TGIF. the one about the 3-foot midget accused of raping a 6-foot blonde while standing up? The defense attorney said, Your Honor, I move this case be thrown out of court. It's obvious my client could not have raped this woman while standing up. His head barely comes to her hips. Then the prosecuting attorney said, Your Honor, I'll prove this man assaulted this lovely lady, and I'll prove he did it while standing on a bucket. So a bucket brought into the courtroom. The midget stood on it, but his nose still barely came to her belly button. So the judge said, case dismissed. On the way out, the defense attorney said to the midget, Okay, you little bastard, I got you off, but I know you raped her, and I know you did it with a bucket. How? And the midget said, Easy. I put it over her head and hung from the handle. Told that story for years and never found anybody who'd heard it before. Till today. Been that kind of week. See?
You home?
I'm still at the office. For Christ's sake, what's it look like? What happened to the TV?
It went off.
I can see that. What happened?
I don't know. It just all of a sudden went off.
Would you call Ottingers about it?
I was going to, but I've been on the run all day.
How the hell long does it take to make a phone call?
That's not the point.
Well, sure it's a point. What's the use of having TV if it doesn't work?
I'll call in the morning.
Sanford and Son are on tonight.
Sorry.
Oh, that doesn't fix it.
Oh, what do you want me to do?
Nothing. I'll take care of it myself.
What put you in such a good humor?
My humor's fine. I just want to watch TV.
Ottingers are closed by now.
I'll try anyway.
Besides, we're going out tonight.
Where?
Marty and George's party.
Tonight?
Yes,
I thought that was tomorrow.
tonight.
But this is Friday.
That's right.
What the hell are they having a party on Friday night for?
What's wrong with Friday?
Parties are just usually on Sunday. That's all.
So, live it up. Go to a party on Friday.
All right. Live it up.
Ted, careful.
How about a quickie?
It's 7:30.
What's that, a curfew?
I have to get ready to go. So do you.
For Friday night party, they can take us like we are. How about it?
Not now. Spike's upstairs in his room.
There's nobody here.
I'm sure he is.
Is there anybody anywhere in this whole goddamn house?
Ted, stop it.
I'm trying to find out if there's anybody here. Anybody home?
Yes, me, and I can't stand your yelling.
You wanted to know if there was anybody in the house. Now you know. Any other excuses? Want a drink?
Now that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
How was your day?
How was my day? Well, let's see what kind of day it's been. Hitler's a sad man tonight. They called me down to City Hall this morning to make a final decision on whether they're going to buy our equipment or not. When I got there, the commissioner was arguing with the head of the union. He kept referring to the garbage men as garbage men, and the union guy insisted he call them waste removal workers. The commissioner said that to him, garbage was garbage and waste was shit that went through a sewer. I call a spade, and I don't want any damn euphony around this office. Then he asked me what I thought, and I said, the equipment I sell will move waste, shit, garbage, whatever you wanted to call it. Didn't make a difference to me as long as I got the contract. And I got the contract, $100,000, which 2% is going to be my commission bonus in December. And those rum-dums in Philly can make delivery on time. When I got back to the office, Charlie's door was shut, locked. Little Miss Lots of Ticks was in there taking dictation for over 3 hours by the time I left. I couldn't even get him on the intercom. Christ. Work a year and a half on a deal, and I can't get him on the intercom. So when that clown Otto Beethoven came by, I listened to him all by myself all afternoon, trying to explain to me the wonders of the Wankel rotary engine. $200 a day consultant, and her brains are dynamite. He couldn't blow his nose. He wants us to use rotary engines in our next installation, and it's a crazy, stupid idea. Yet Charlie keeps him around all week, $200 a day, talking, listening, bullshitting. I don't know what's going on in Charlie's head. He's got the best mind in the business, but his problem is he can't keep his Peter in his pants. As long as it's limp, he can bring in more business than anybody in...
Oh.
What?
I forget. He called.
Who?
Charlie.
When?
About an hour ago sometime.
Well, why didn't you write it down?
I was in a hurry and I...
That's what we bought the blackboard for.
I know.
God damn it. What's got you running around in such a hurry all day?
You want a rundown?
Yeah.
I got up, went to the bathroom, made breakfast, argued with you, threw my cup across the kitchen when you slammed the door as you went out, answered the telephone, Susan's car is broken, so I did the kitty run. That's the 3rd time this week. Then I came back, washed the dishes, Sparks and Mumsy called about coming to visit, like you said they would. Then, oh, sorry, can I start over?
Try to keep going if you can.
Okay. Sparks and Mumsy called about coming to visit, like you said they wouldn't. Then Frida came over. We drank coffee, talked about her divorce, talked about her lawyer, talked about her alimony. Then the bank called, and I had to run down there to transfer out of our savings. That's wrong. To transfer what was left out of our savings to cover your overdraft. Then I came back, and the phone rang again. It was Safeway telling me our grocery check had bounced. I told him to run it back through, and the man said he would if I would bring him down $2 to cover the redeposit costs. So I drove over to Safeway. I was very embarrassed, but I knew you wouldn't do it even if you said you would, and I'd have to answer the phone again tomorrow or start shopping somewhere else. Then I heard screaming out on the street. It was a Carlson's dog. It had been run over and nobody knew what to do. So I ran out, wrapped him in a towel, put him in the back of our car, and drove over to the vets. He was dead when I got there, and there was blood all over the back seat, and there was nobody to help me bring him in except for a smart little bastard who wanted to know why I brought a dead dog to the vets. Then I came back, cleaned the back seat. It's still wet, and the man came for an estimate on the roof. It'll cost $890, not including any new spouts or gutters he may need to replace. Then Georgia called. She was running behind, getting ready for the party, and wanted to know if I'd do some shopping for her. So I said okay, and I went to Safeway. The grocery total for Susan came to 14 something, and all I had was 10. So I asked if they'd take a check, and we went through that whole thing again, but I promised, and they did, and I brought the groceries over to Georgia's. Susan was there, and her car was still broken, so I did the afternoon kitty run for her. Then I came back. Huck and Spike were home, but Spike had gotten mad at Huck and locked him out. So Spike went over to Lynch's and got on the telephone and called Spike and told him he was a dirty fucker. So Spike came out and hit him in the nose, and by that time I was back home, but Spike came out and the door locked behind him. So I had, and the door closed behind him, so we were locked out. So we had to break open the garage window, and Huck had to crawl in. And by that time, I'd had my fill of one day on this green earth. So I told them to make their own supper. And I went over to have a drink at Georgia's, but Marty was home, and they were arguing over how many plates to put out for tonight's dinner. And so I came back here, closed the garage door, sat in the car, and listened to the radio while drinking my martini. And it's the best 20 minutes I've had all year. Then I heard you come in, so I came back in here, and you were standing there shouting at the television. And you're lucky I didn't knock your teeth out.
Okay,
Yep.
now you can do it again.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath.
Can I grab my water real quick?
Yeah.
It's right here.
Yeah.
There's iced tea right there.
Yeah.
All right. So worry about nothing except for try to keep eye contact with him
Okay.
and say this monologue as fast as humanly possible.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. I got up, went to the bathroom, made breakfast, argued with you, threw my cup across the kitchen.
Go
when you
back
slammed-
faster.
Oh, man. I got up, went to the bathroom, made breakfast, argued with you, threw my cup across the kitchen when you slammed the door as you went out, answered the telephone. George's car.
Good. Again.
Sorry.
Faster.
Ugh.
Big
I
deep
got
breath. Really fast, really loud.
I got up, went to the bathroom, made breakfast, argued with you, threw my cup across the kitchen when you slammed the door as you went out, answered the telephone. Susan's car is broke, so I did the kitty run for her. That's the third time this week. Then I came back, washed the dishes, then Sparks and Mumsy called about coming to visit, like you said they would. Then Frida came over. We drank coffee, talked about her divorce, talked about her lawyer, talked about her alimony. Then the bank called, and I had to run down there to transfer money out of our savings. That's wrong. To transfer what was left out of our savings to cover your overdraft. Then I came back here, and the phone rang again. It was Safeway telling me that our grocery check had
Good.
bounced.
Take a breath. Go back to the beginning. Faster. And louder.
All right.
You knew this was coming.
No, I knew.
Yeah. It's not too
I didn't
far.
think about that. Sorry.
Yeah, that's good. I got to stay in the. Here we go.
Okay.
Action.
I got up, went to
Faster,
the bathroom.
faster.
I got up, went to the bathroom, made breakfast, argued with you, threw my cup across the kitchen when you slammed the door as you went out, answered the telephone. Susan's car is broke, so I did the kitty run. That's the third time this week. Then I came back, washed the dishes, and Sparks and Mumsy called about coming to visit, like you said they would. Then Frida came over. We drank coffee, talked about her divorce, talked about her lawyer, talked about her alimony. Then the bank called, and I had to run down there and transfer money out of our savings. That's wrong. To transfer what was left out of our savings to cover your overdraft.
Good.
Then
Even faster.
Man.
Even faster.
Okay.
Big deep breath and definitely louder. You've got to be louder.
Okay.
All right. Super fast. Again.
I woke up, went to the bathroom, made breakfast,
Go
argued
back.
with you.
Too slow.
I got up, went to the bathroom, made breakfast, argued with you, threw my cup across the kitchen when you slammed the door as you went out, answered the telephone. Susan's car is broke, so I did the kitty run. That's the third time this week. Then I came back, Then I came back.
Good.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. The laughter might happen sometimes. You have to be used to it. All right. So it's going to be that faster.
Okay.
Even the little pauses in the transitions, don't take them.
Okay.
Okay? Now here's the level of difficulty. You have to go at that pace with a voice while still having feelings in moments.
Okay.
So without stopping to do so, you can add a little feeling as how you felt when he slammed his cup across the floor or whatever he did.
Kitchen, yeah.
Yeah. So, and you can, like you said, like you said they would. You can say that, but you can't stop to say it. You have to have the feeling without stopping.
Okay.
So the rhythm of this, what makes the monologue super funny and super good, is you'll hear these moments of the music of it, but the music only comes out when it's at this pace. It's meant to be, and for men who are married know this, sometimes you come home and you're like, how was your day?
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh, it was good. How was yours? And it's amazing what my wife can remember. and sometimes I'll even bring this up. I'll be like, you sound just, and she'll like, shut up. Were you not listening? And I'm like, okay, sorry. But you do sound just like the Killdeer.
Yeah.
So this is a thing. So we're bringing attention to it, and it's okay to just like, this is a stream of consciousness, and she's had a day. But the faster it is, like there's something funny too when she says, like the conversation she had with her friend.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Talked about her divorce, talked about her lawyer,
And her alimony.
talked about her alimony. Like that's that little, like, you're gonna feel one way about each little thing without stopping, and it's gonna have a little music to it, which will cause a laugh. You keep going through the laugh, because that's part of this is like, wow, she's still talking. Wow, she's still talking. But if you do slow down, if you give a break somewhere, he'll recognize that he's on the phone. He can't recognize that someone's on the phone and that he's dialed and that someone's there.
Okay, right, okay. That makes sense.
Okay?
So what about what about the part when it's like, well, that's wrong, transfer money out of your, where there's that the
Yeah,
three
that's right.
dots.
That's right. There's no pause.
So just keep.
The transfer out of our savings, that's
Keep
wrong. To
going.
transfer what's left of our savings. Yeah,
Okay,
it's just,
so
it's
don't-
just, yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay.
And that's just a dig.
Yeah.
That's just an F you to him.
Right. Yeah.
Tell me about her. What have you figured out about Sparky?
I mean, she's married.
Do you love her?
I do, because I can understand her a bit, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I think everybody can kind of understand, but
In what way?
just how, like, she's, she was in love with her husband, like, loved how he made her laugh and everything when they first got together, but now she's just like, this is my life. We're not making any money, like, ends are barely meeting, our house is trashed, all of that stuff. So I think she's just kind of like had it with him in a way. She still loves him, but she is just, maybe annoyed with her, or maybe like upset with him because he hasn't provided more for their family.
Yeah.
And she's, and obviously, like, she's suicidal too. So, but because that's what we get to at the end. But
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know how close she really is
right,
to being suicidal.
yeah,
I think it's more like, I was serious. I thought about it.
yeah,
I was serious. Like, I had this moment where I thought about it.
right,
And he's like, whoa. And then he's like, well, I tried it once.
yeah,
Which I think is, it also brings attention, when in the realm of suicide, it brings attention to the reality that we're human, and these thoughts do come into our minds. You're driving on the highway and you just can't help it. You're like, wow, if I just did this, like, I'd be dead. That's so weird to think that. And then you're like, stop thinking about it. Think about something else while you're driving, So,
yeah.
So-
That was the thing I was trying to figure out, is like how serious she was about it, because she just sat in her car, and obviously she had been drinking, so it's like, how much did she have to drink? Did she just have that one martini, or had she been drinking, more? Did that affect her thoughts at that point?
well, I think she's had a martini, which is going to be strong.
Right.
That's straight vodka. And then she comes in here and he pours her a drink.
That's true.
So now
yeah.
she's on number 2. She's
And it's a
not,
whiskey, yeah.
So you're,
And she might have had one at George's too.
it's very possible.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And you probably had one at work.
Yeah.
Sure. And that's the other thing is middle class, money, alcohol, they're all part of the story here. And the middle class is this idea of just how hard it is to get from one level to the next level in this world, and how sort of the system is against you. And a reminder of you need to make her laugh, and he's trying to make her laugh, and she won't allow herself to laugh and to be entertained, and she's getting stuck, but she grew up a certain way. Her parents were wealthy, so it's what she knows. So it feels weird now to be in this place.
It's not where she expected to be at this point
Yeah.
in her life.
But she's strong. So that the thing I think you're missing from her is, I think you're playing her weak right now.
Okay.
And my guess is she's strong. She comes from a well-to-do family. She's probably educated. she's got a good head on her shoulders, and she in some ways probably wears the pants in the family at times,
Right.
and she's the one talking to the bank, and she's the one doing certain things. So she can come in with confidence,
Okay.
and hit him back with confidence. Good. All right. How are you feeling from today?
I don't know. I think you're about to tell me. No,
Well, I'll make you feel different once you're. But I want to hear where you're at.
you know, I'm feeling okay. You know, doing it live, you know, full bore is, you know, different than rehearsing and everything like that. And, you know, just, you know, unexpected things, you work through and all that. But, you know, I don't feel terrible by any means.
Well, that's good.
I'm glad you don't either.
So what was the work like for you? This is first Masterclass scene, by the way. Give them some love on that.
Well, I mean, you know, the basic fundamental stuff, you know, learning the lines and all that is whatever. But really trying to get into this character, you know, reading the play a couple times and everything, you know, kind of relate to him in a lot of ways, in that he, you know, he's a good dude. He's smart. He's actually really smart. You know, later on in the play, I mean, he describes Einstein's theory of relativity to his son to a T. You know, he's always reading. He's up to date on engineering stuff, you know, like the engines, and, you know, he can give a nuanced argument about why the rotary engine is crap, and, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But he, you know, there's a line in that, you know, where it says something about, you know, you see, you know, you're smarter than all these people you went to school with or whatever, and then, you know, you end up down the road, and, you know, they're different levels of success, and and all that kind of stuff. You know, so I relate to him a lot in that, you know, we have a lot of the same qualities. I think that he won't, it's like he won't let himself evolve, though, I think. You know, he like is stuck in this place to where he's too, I guess, pig-headed to let himself, you know, maybe just take a step back and say, man, I've kind of done some, you know, I could probably be a little better at home. I could be, you know, a little better here. I could probably let some stuff slide, you know, type of thing, you know. And
Yeah.
he doesn't ever let himself do that, you know, so he's just kind of stuck.
That makes sense. And so, and probably the alcohol at times is just something that pulls you both down,
Mm-hmm.
and there's this you go up the hill and you're at you're right there at the precipice of you could make a change, and then all of a sudden you make one decision and you're back down, and you're just always climbing that mountain, right?
Right.
Yeah, he's like Sisyphus rolling the, you know, ball up the hill,
Yeah.
you know, never quite able to get there.
Yeah. Good. All right. So you've got some superstar qualities in you, and half of it is your the amount of effort you've put into your health and fitness. You're going to be a guy that's in a great demographic, and this is the way I describe it. You look good in the T-shirt, right?
Thank you.
It's going to provide opportunities for you.
Mm-hmm.
What the next spot we need to get to right now is you have to earn the confidence now on the acting side.
Okay.
So right now you're still nervous as all hell.
Mm-hmm.
You come out and like an example of that is I can hear you breathing when you act. Not when you talk to me afterward, but during the acting part, it's very conscious. It just means that you're out of breath, which means that you've gotten yourself in a place of like it's very effortful still.
Okay.
A lot of that comes from the memorizing, and it comes from repetition, to be where, you know, if you're a runner or something, you know that you can go a block and then you can go longer, and then you go longer, and you go a mile, and you go 5 miles, and before you know it, you can run a mile without really being all that winded. Acting's the same way, where you get out there and the nerves start settling and settling and settling. And half the battle is going to be to understand the character, know the space, and then, and I always call it ground yourself. You want to feel like a tree, like your roots are coming out your feet, and you feel centered. And then you can always add nervousness or being out of breath if the role requires it.
Okay.
But like these two are just in their house, and they're just having a little marital tiff, but they're both in the most relaxed state you could be coming home. Then I'd say for you it's the confidence. So she needs to, you need to find her upper class confidence.
Okay.
So if you're lower middle class, I don't know your upbringing of your character, but let's pretend he's upper lower class maybe. So you're already on the brink of like you're doing a little better than you expected, and you married the girl who was a little above your level, right? Your parents are probably like upper middle class. You know, they're not so rich they could buy you a house, but they live a way different lifestyle.
Well, they've been giving us money and buying us stuff too.
Right.
For a while.
Right. That's right. So, and here's the thing though, he doesn't want it. He doesn't want their help. Why? Because you bring it up. Because you make him feel like bad about the fact that they help. So then he's like, well, I didn't ask for their help.
Right.
You know, it's this problem that's just sitting there that, you know, doesn't get dealt with a lot of the times. Then with him, you didn't see the first scene, but he's a little like Norman from the first scene. He's a very, I think of Ted as a overall pretty happy guy, you know, pretty like big and happy, and you know, and now he's not happy when the TV doesn't work, but he loves joke telling, loves making people laugh, and thinks of himself as freaking hilarious too. So you have to get into that. So I don't know that you did that enough, where like he's doing an impression when he says Hitler's a sad man tonight.
Yeah, and, yeah. I basically looked up the voice, and I just totally just fumbled it right there when I went to say Hitler's a sad man tonight. I didn't know that Hitler's a sad man tonight.
Yeah. But it comes back to his why. That's love. You're flirting with her. You're trying to get a response out of her. My day? Well, let's see what kind of day it's been. Pick up the radio. So is that, you know, and now you're a storyteller. You know, Ted's a storyteller. That's how he sells. You're right, he's smart. He listens. So he can process this kind of information. So the key is to remember what's your goal? Your goal is to impact her. You know, and you're listening, and you're sometimes hopefully a little entertained, and you know, and you're having a little moment there, and then once again, you know, you forgot. And here's what's crazy. Like, can't you both see both points of view?
Yeah.
That's why the play's so great.
Right.
Because like I hate personally, I'm a little like Ted too. Like I hate the excuse of like it doesn't work. Well, yeah, no duh. Well, somebody happened it, Tommy.
Right.
Right. So like what? Like did someone drop it? Like just tell me the story, right? Oh, well, it just all of a sudden went off. Okay, fair. Let's pretend that that's true. That it just magically all of a sudden went off. Did you make the choice to do anything about it?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, I didn't.
Cool.
Yeah.
Why not? All right. Okay. Cool. And I think meanwhile he should be trying to fix the TV during that
Okay.
while he's like listening and talking to her.
Okay.
But those little things should be affecting you, and it's funny when you see him think logically through.
Yeah.
Like it makes sense. And then she says it later. She's like, why didn't I? Why didn't I call auditors? I used to. Why don't I do it anymore? Why don't you hook up? What's wrong with that? You know? Be good for the marriage. Be good for the moment. But it can't be something that just covers up all the hurt, right? But that, you know, you see these little things that are just going, this marriage is hurting right now. So we're going to work on your confidence, and we're going to work on your voice, presence, fun, and having you earn the confidence of being relaxed on stage.
Okay.
It should be like your, how can you have a huge voice, be super funny and like, you know, engaging, and yet your insides are like a Zen master. That's where we want to get to.
Yeah. Okay.
And it just takes some time. So I think we have time to run the beginning again. So I'd like to start from the top if we could.
Okay.
You got it?
Do you want to take that? Cool, thanks.
Drew, I'll give you one note. I just want you to entertain.
So want me to entertain? Okay.
Shut the door first, then shout out the line.
All right.
The first one.
Anybody home? Anybody home? Hey! Sparky! Well, TGIF.
Go back. Go back. Go back to here.
Come back?
Yeah?
Okay.
Who's your person?
Grace.
Why'd you pick Grace?
Huh?
Why'd you pick Grace?
Because Grace obviously doesn't want me to pick her.
Okay. All right. And you got to get her to smile, or you don't get to keep going.
Well, TGIF.
Stop. Good. Slow down right now. Slow down. Take a breath. This is the time to center yourself. Now, that is... Have you ever had alcohol in your life? All right. That's straight alcohol. Okay?
Uh-huh.
So taste it. Let it affect you.
Okay.
Allow it to allow it to make you a little drunk, a little tiny bit starting to feel something post your last drink.
Okay. So question on that, because I do drink. I don't drink during the week, but I drink on the weekend. My wife was a bartender. I was a frat boy.
Mm-hmm.
Willie Nelson says you marry what you need.
Yeah.
She thought I was rich. I was earning a football scholarship. But anyway, so I'm used to drinking, right? So like if I was to just drink bourbon like that, it wouldn't just hit me like that, you know. And I'm figuring he's a pretty heavy drinker too.
For sure,
you
for
know.
sure.
So.
However, it wouldn't hit you like that, but you've probably had a few drinks throughout the day already, number one. And number two, it hits you like something. It doesn't hit you like iced tea.
Okay. Gotcha.
So what I've done, one of the tricks I like to do is I might take whiskey, like dump that out, take whiskey, put some in the bottle, shake it up, pour it out, then put the iced tea in. So it'd be that little hint of the smell.
Okay, gotcha.
That little hint of sense memory. And then when you drink whiskey, no matter how much of a drinker you are, you can't drink it like iced tea. So it's still you're gonna feel something as far as the sharpness of when it goes down.
Gotcha.
And then it does something to your veins. It's not like you're not gonna get plastered in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But something happens, and there's a reason why we drink. There's a reason we drink on the weekends. Because like, why? I'm trying to relax. I'm trying to relax down a little bit. I'm trying to like downshift.
Yep.
Right?
Gotcha.
So that's what all I was saying is, number one, we'd have to believe it's alcohol. But number two, you can use it as an actor to allow yourself to come down, do what the alcohol will do, then come out, and with using the alcohol can then give yourself permission to have more fun with the audience. Because you're not you're you after a couple drinks.
Yeah.
Which is, let's go.
All right. So where do you want me to take it from? Just right here?
Yeah, just take your time right there. Smell it, drink it. And you got to remember what straight whiskey tastes like. Yeah, there you go. Have a little more if you want it. On your way out, you can drink. You can keep drinking. Just remember. Go ahead. Start talking. Start talking right now.
I'll start talking on the way out?
Yeah,
Okay.
just talk to them. They're your buddies. This is inside your head. This is like a fantasy.
You know the one about the 3-foot midget accused of raping a 6-foot blonde? While standing up, the defense attorney said, "Your Honor, I moved this case to be thrown out of court. There's no way my client could have raped this woman while standing up." His
Good.
head
Now do voices. Do impressions of the different guys.
Okay.
One guy's British.
The defense attorney said, "Your Honor." The defense attorney said, "Your Honor, I moved this case to be thrown out of court.
Yeah, and he's passionate about it.
I moved this case to be thrown out of court. It's obvious my client could not have raped this woman."
Point down to your client.
Huh?
Point down to your client.
"It's obvious my client could not have raped this woman while standing up. His head barely comes to her hips." Then the prosecuting attorney said, "Oh, Your Honor."
No. Nerdy.
Nerdy, a little more nerdy.
And smart.
Nerdy and smart.
He's a prosecuting attorney who works for the government.
Yeah.
He's a rotary engine guy.
Yeah. The prosecuting attorney said, "Your Honor, I'll prove this man assaulted this lovely
No, stronger
lady."
and smarter. Stronger and smarter.
Stronger and smarter?
Yeah, he's a nerd, but he's not feminine.
Weak nerd, okay. And the prosecuting attorney said, "Your Honor, I'll prove this man assaulted this lovely lady, and I'll prove he did it while standing on a bucket."
Is the judge down on the ground?
Huh?
The judge is down there?
Judge is down there?
No, because that's where you're looking.
Oh, no, I was looking at the midget in my
Good.
head.
Oh, I got it. So what I want you to do is I want you to act these guys out. So you got to have fun. So I'm talking to them.
Okay.
Okay, and this story's crass, so you have to love it as him, and you have to be so silly about it
Okay.
that we're like, okay, fine, we forgive you.
Okay.
Okay, and he's got to go like, right? I mean, it's hilarious. And the more he's like that, the more they're like, this guy, you know, he's fun.
Okay.
So how might I like act it out as him? It could be, Your Honor, right? And then this guy, and then this other guy's like, and he's like, Your Honor. And where's the judge, right? They're both looking at the judge, and they both reference the midget. We both reference the client,
Okay.
so we know who's who.
Okay.
And then eventually, if you wanted to, you could play the midget. You know, like you could do the whole thing.
Okay.
But the idea is, there's no other thing you got to do other than entertain these people.
Okay.
Don't worry about the mark. Forget about the mark.
All right.
Pretend it's not there. Just don't go past it, and don't look at it.
Forget about the mark.
Let's go. Hit it. Have fun.
You know the one about the 3-foot midget accused of raping a 6-foot blonde while standing up? The defense attorney said, Your Honor, I move this case be thrown out of the court. It's obvious my client could not have raped this woman. His head barely comes up to her hips. And then the prosecuting attorney said, Your Honor, I'll prove this man assaulted this lovely lady. And I'll prove he did it while standing on a bucket. So a bucket was brought into the courtroom. The midget stood on it, but his head still barely came up to her belly button. So the judge said, Case dismissed! On the way out, the defense attorney said, Okay, you little bastard, I got you off. But I know you raped her, and I know you did it with a bucket. How? And the midget said, Easy. I hugged it over her head and hung her the handle.
Yeah, act it out a little bit while you're like, remember it. Remember it, yeah. Hang from the handle a little bit. Hang from the handle.
Just right there. Just told that story for years and never had anybody heard it before. Till today.
Good. Now go to the TV right away. We're back in the scene.
It's been that kind of week.
Nope, not yet.
Huh?
Been that kind of day. Get right to the TV.
Okay. It's been that kind of day.
Oh yeah. Is
Oh,
it
that
that kind of day?
kind of week.
Yeah, that kind of week, and then get right to the TV.
It's been that kind of week.
Get it on, fix it. Get it on, fix it. You got a show coming up soon. Smack it.
See?
Good. Confidence on the way in.
You home?
Nah, it's not confidence. Big, loud, on the stage, young lady.
I feel like, though, here, she doesn't, I mean, obviously she knows he's home, but she doesn't really want to maybe talk to him in a way.
Okay. Wrong.
No? Okay. Okay.
If she didn't want to talk to him, she either wouldn't come in the room or she wouldn't say anything.
Right. I feel like
She probably wants
has
him to say, what's wrong? Tell me about your day, sweetheart.
Got it.
Okay. But either way, she's been in there thinking about offing herself.
Right.
Not really, but sort of, you know, and she's had a really crappy day. She's hiding it.
Okay.
So hide it
Okay.
with confidence, upper class.
Okay.
You know, you try your best to keep the place in a state that's up to your standards.
Right.
You've loosened up a little in the past few years, but you try to keep it to a nice state. And if you can't afford whatever, your mom will buy you a crystal glass, and then you display it, and you know, it makes you feel good. Okay, confidence.
You home?
No, I'm still at the office. For Christ's sake, what's it look like? What happened to the TV?
It won't play.
I can see that. What happened?
Good, now fix it. Keep trying to fix it.
It just all of a sudden went off.
What, did you call Ottingers about it?
No, I didn't have time.
I
Oh, I've been on the run all day. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. Take a breath. Take a breath. Confidence. Ask her again.
Would you call Ottingers about it?
I was going to, but I've been on the run all day.
How the hell long does it take to make a phone call?
That's not the point.
Well, sure it's the point. What's the use of having TV if it doesn't work?
I'll call in the morning.
Yeah, but Sanford and Son are on tonight.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So now, as far as your confidence as an actor, be careful not to. I don't think that's a turn move.
Okay.
So there's something powerful that's happening for you when you keep trying to fix the TV, because it's like you're not turning and giving her your attention necessarily.
Okay.
As soon as you go to her, she sort of wins.
Okay.
So it made sense to do it at the one time you did, but the more times you keep doing that, you start to look weak.
Okay.
All right? So you're still trying to fix it, because why? Because Sanford and Son are on tonight.
Okay. Where do you take it from? Sanford and Son are on tonight?
Take it from, you call auditors about it.
You call Ottingers about it?
I was going to, but I've been on the run all day.
Well, how the hell long does it take to make a phone call?
That's not the point.
Good,
Well,
get
sure
down
it's
on
the
one
point.
knee and maybe you'll fix it from underneath.
What?
Get down on one knee and you try to...
Sure, it's the point. What's the use of having TV if it doesn't work?
I'll call in the morning.
Yeah, but Sanford and Son are on tonight.
There's no yeah.
Sanford and Son are on tonight.
Yeah, you didn't have to look at her.
I'm sorry.
Just be frustrated. Sanford, it's kind of like, I don't know, what's my favorite show? Or the
Right.
Super Bowl's on tonight. Like, you're just kind of being whiny
Okay.
a little bit.
Sanford and Son are on tonight.
I'm sorry.
Well, that doesn't fix it.
What do you want me to do?
Nothing. I'll take care of it myself.
What put you in such a good humor?
Louder. Give me lots of voice.
What put you in such a good humor?
My humor's fine. I just want to watch TV.
Auditors are closed by now.
I'll try anyway.
Besides, we're going out tonight.
Where?
Marty and George's party.
Tonight?
Yes,
I thought that was tomorrow.
tonight.
But this is Friday.
That's right.
What the hell are they having a party on Friday night for?
What's wrong with Friday night?
Well, parties are usually on Saturday. That's all.
Yeah, and back to your call.
So, live it up. Go to a party on Friday.
All right, good. Now, this is awkward as hell, right? We can't. So, you want to fix this moment?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Have we talked about boundaries?
I mean, we never really talked about boundaries or anything like that. We just assumed that, wouldn't be any kind of kissy smooch. But what I figured, because
Well, we need to talk boundaries, and then we have to be a married couple.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is an exercise that should happen, and needs to happen. So why don't you both sit down on the couch next to each other?
You want to put that in here?
Have you had a talk with your wife about acting in any way, shape, or form when it comes to boundaries?
Not really. She's, kind of said, joking but not joking. Don't be kissing a bunch of women.
That means she doesn't want you.
Yeah. So you need to have the talk and draw a really dark, fine line, or a really dark line, and know exactly the boundaries for the rest of your career that you will and will not do.
Okay.
Okay, it's important. That way, there's never money, there's never anything that could get in the way of, like, I've made this decision, this is what it is.
Okay.
Right? So that's first and foremost. So then, the next step is the two of you have to believe that we're married.
Okay.
So married people get so familiar with one another that you see each other change. You see everything. You get to a point where it's like you're just an extension of me, kind of, So therefore, we decide now boundaries on your side. Here's how you would operate this. You'd say, okay, like we could discuss areas of the body that are safe. Okay, and it's going to be different for every person, and for some people it'd be nothing, and that's fine too, for whatever reason. But you might say, like, is it okay if I touch your knee?
Right.
And both of you would have to say yes or no. That's yes, that's fine, or no, it's not fine, right? Is it okay if I hold your hand? Yes, it is. No, it's not. So let's have that conversation.
Knee's fine.
Everything is fine too.
Good.
How's holding hands?
That's good.
We're good.
We can do that.
Okay, good. So now put your hand on his knee as if he's your husband, very
Okay.
comfortably.
Okay.
Yeah, and you see he automatically went there. You already look more married.
Okay. Awesome.
And you breathe, and then you just like, it's like, this is okay. And knee is okay. And knee can feel familiar. If you like tense up in any way, shape, or form, it's clear you don't have that comfort level.
Okay.
So she's not gonna hook up with him right now, but she doesn't feel any weirdness from his touch.
Okay.
She doesn't mind being swept off her feet. She doesn't mind being hit on. She doesn't mind that he's attracted to her and she's attracted to him. Like, that's okay. So I think that's the difference there. It's like, it's more like, it's not like, hey, we're not gonna have sex. It's like, we're gonna have sex later after we're both drunk and the party's happened. Not now, because the kids are probably gonna walk in. I mean, that's really what she says, and she's right.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so that's the beginnings of that, right?
Right.
You could say, what about shoulders? Are shoulders okay? You know, like little things, because you can do a lot with shoulders, right? So I could come, and if I was the female, could come behind him. Can I touch his shoulders? And I could do something and be like, oh, babe. You know, and this I would do to my dad.
Right.
You know, so like I could have dad energy real easy with him.
Scratch my back.
No, Pops. Yeah, I would with my dad, you know?
Yeah.
With my dad, I would, you know? So like if I found out he had cancer, I could be here because he's been there for me, right? It's like it feels normal.
Right.
So we have to earn that. That's the thing where we earn it or whatever. So now you have a moment of romance. It actually has to be blocked.
Yeah, we were messing with that, trying
Yeah.
to figure that out.
Yeah, and I think
And that's
the reason it looks so awkward is I needed to probably cheat a little bit more so I could get out here to her. Because in our mind, the whole thing was because there's that line, you know, Ted, careful, you know. And so in my mind, you know, when I think, you know, about my own wife and stuff, when, you know, I'm pawing at the ground, you know, and, you know, wanting to go there, you know, I just grab her.
Yeah,
you
right.
know?
Right, you just
You know?
grab her. That's right.
Yeah, and you know, that little Neanderthal caveman part of my brain kicks in, and it's like, grab her. And so that's what I was doing, was grabbing her, you know, and you know, that was where the Ted Careful line comes in, because I mean, he kind of, you know, pulls her in, and then it's how about a quickie?
Totally. And so if we can get, that's a blocking, and do I have permission? And I think you should be a surprise, would be ideal too. So what might be nice is if you stood up like you did, but maybe you bend over to put something in the basket and you stand back up, and that's enough for him to go,
oh, okay. Right. Yeah.
okay? And now you're still this way for whatever reason. He's already come over, and he could grab you around the waist if you're okay with that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Right?
That's fine, yeah.
And then that can be that moment. And you can be careful. Could turn around, and now we can have a cute moment, because here's the thing, he's flirting with you.
Right.
So you can enjoy that.
Okay.
How about a
I
quickie?
wasn't sure like how she was like responding to him, because you could read it so many different ways.
Totally.
Like, Ted, careful! I don't want that. Like, leave me alone. You know, or making excuses, and that's what I thought it was. Like,
Yeah.
she
So this is my best guess, but I don't see any I don't see any evidence in the play that she's cut him off.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't either.
That's a next level of on our way to divorce.
Right.
Right? So if that's gone cold, but it doesn't feel like that's her response.
Okay.
You know, her response, it feels more like it's like, not right now, and you know, she wasn't expecting it, sure, but you know, he does make her laugh, and she did fall in love with him, and you know, all those things. I don't think they're that far along.
Okay. Gotcha. That makes sense.
So let's try that real quick, and then we'll be done with this scene.
Put your stuff back up.
So the way we block it is we go very slow first. This is like a dance. So you have to like literally go, okay, I'm gonna stand up, I'm gonna bend over. I'm gonna stand up. You're gonna come here. We go very slow. I'm gonna grab you here. I'm gonna pull you in. Have line, and then we start to systematically speed it up.
Okay.
So, should I, like, the second time I bend over, then he'll come and grab me? Cause is that right? Should we do it that
I think
way, or
you'll
just
bend
figure
over,
it
and
out?
then you'll, for whatever reason, still be facing that way. So you
Right.
could have a piece of laundry in your hand or something.
I'm gonna do
Still.
this. Okay.
So maybe you put something down and then you pick something else back up, and you're still facing away from him. Because the thing is, you want to put yourself in a position to be surprised.
Okay. Right. Okay. Since I'm sitting, then when am I supposed to stand up?
You can like throw this, like miss the basket, maybe,
Oh, okay.
and then
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Got it. Thanks.
um,
Where do you wanna go from
start it from sides you're going out tonight.
Okay. Besides, we're going out tonight.
Where?
Too soon.
Marty
Too
and-
soon. Too soon.
Okay.
Where?
Marty and George's party.
Tonight?
Yes.
I thought that was tomorrow.
It's tonight.
Now would be a good
Tonight.
time.
But this is Friday.
That's right.
No, too soon. Sorry. Yeah. So you see, it's got to
We gotta,
be
like, play with
it's got to be live it up. Live it up. Have fun on a Friday night. Bend over.
Okay.
Back up.
Got
Then
it.
you can go live it up. So there's your cue, right? And you guys can practice on your own. I think we're at
Right.
time. So
Okay.
um,
Yeah.
real quick, what'd you get from today, and what do we know what to work on?
Working the blocking, for me, both those working the blocking for me, just calm down and entertain.
Yeah. Yeah. Have fun being him.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Surprise us tomorrow.
Okay.
So whatever that means, with the joking and with the different things, and surprise her
Okay.
and play her smarter, faster, much more confidence.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Gotta get that monologue down so
Yes.
you can do it faster.
Yes, the monologue's got to get down, but it's
Yeah.
but it's not only that. It's really this character.
Yeah.
Because that monologue's its own beast, it's its own
Right.
thing, and I'm assuming we'll bring this scene back again, and so you're gonna have time to work on that, but you need to know how to do it, why to do it, and then you have to really go after it, because that's something that probably you'll be way better at tomorrow. You work at it all night, but you won't be where you need to be.
Yeah.
It's gonna take you every day for 3 months
Right.
to get it to be where you just it'll be one of these things you'll never forget your whole life. You'll know this weird monologue and you can't forget it.
Right. Be good at
You'll want to forget it.
at a trivia night. Hey, guess
Yeah,
what?
exactly. All right, thank you so much. Good job, guys.
Thank y'all.
All right, we're at lunch. Come back here at 1:30, and we'll be putting up Barefoot in the Park at that time.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, bringing that back. Oh, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
What's up?
Where'd you play at? Where'd you play at?
Was it?
Where'd you
That's
play
to
at?
stop
I
going live.
played in North Texas, a small school called